I think that's what Derrick White epitomizes, is just how deep this team is. And you ask them, they know, they believe they are the deepest team in the NBA, and it has shown over that last week going into the All-Star break, missing Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Rob and Al in and out of the lineup. I mean, without 4 or 5 starters, and the Celtics continue to win, continue to get it done. It's due to guys like Derrick White. We haven't mentioned, we will, I'm sure, Malcolm Brogdon. But also, I mean, we got to give credit to Brad Stevens for the additions and just...
I won't do that, by the way.
Picking...
I can't.
You don't like each
Behind
other.
me,
It's
these
not
guys.
that. It just pains me too much. It's
After 9 years? Or just,
it's physical. I just can't. There was just too much.
That's why he left the relationship.
Head to head.
John.
That's right. Yeah, we couldn't take it anymore. That's why,
That's why he got out.
the day that it all happened, the day he was no longer the head coach, whatever, I just texted him. I said, listen, if you want to get out of the pregame thing, there were other ways to do it.
just let me know.
Yeah.
Yes. But... I mean, that was a brilliant move on his part. And the fact that Derrick is such a connector and a guy who can, like you said, give you exactly what you need. If he is playing 8 minutes, he goes out and he is, we have the term, balls to the wall. I mean,
you can say that.
Plays,
it's a podcast,
yes, can he say that? He plays hard and gives you exactly what you need, whether that's on the defensive end or the offensive end. And that's so rare, and I've talked about this with Scal a lot, the versatility that Derrick White has. And it's not just a versatility on the court, guarding 1 through 5. It's also the versatility of roles, that he can come in off of the bench, he can be a starter, and he can give you exactly what you need.
He's
To
a chameleon.
win, Mark, you need guys who have reached a point in the NBA where they now, winning is more important than their own individual role. And that was, everyone wants to put it on Kyrie, but the fundamental flaw of the 2019 team, that was what it was there were too many young players that had not established their place in the NBA, which the league, it almost forces you to do it by definition. Can you play in this league? Who are you in this league? What is your role? Derrick White has already done that. We didn't see it because it happened in San Antonio, but Derrick White got his contract. He established who he was in the NBA. Now he's here to win. Malcolm Brogdon has established who he is in the NBA. Now he wants to win. Blake Griffin has long since established who he is in the NBA. Now he's here and he wants to win. That is how you do it in the league. You can't. This is why teams that are primarily built on young players on that first NBA contract don't have deep playoff success. That's a big, big part of it, and it's what this team has. And again, you cannot say Derrick White without thinking of that characteristic.
What is this team going to be when Malcolm Brogdon and Derrick White are coming off the bench? It just blows my mind that the Celtics are going to have these two guys who have been, I think the game before the All-Star break, they combined for like 51 points or something like that. What do you think this team can be with those two guys coming off the bench? It's insanity.
What a luxury. But also, if those two guys are coming off the bench, that means that your starting 5 is healthy.
Thank God.
And that also
there you go.
Where's the wood?
That's
I mean,
what's going to
That's a
happen that
scary
we
thought
don't
for the
know
rest of the
between
league.
now and then? And that's the point of what we're saying is having these different pieces that you can plug in. Everybody does the same thing. You're doing it now. We all do the same thing. Wow, imagine when everybody gets together, it's going to be great. That's not how life is what happens, right? When you're busy making other plans. So there's, something will happen to Boston or Milwaukee or Philadelphia. As we're sitting here talking now, something is going to happen that we can't possibly have imagined that will alter the course of one of those teams' futures this year. The point is that instead of thinking about, man, imagine what it'd be like if they were all together, is knowing that you haven't had them all together and you still can win anyway.
I have to imagine what it's going to be like with them all together, though, right? We're 3/4 of the way through the season. I have to think, cross my fingers, everything, knock on wood, kick the wood. I'm hoping that we've gotten all of that stuff out of the way by this point, right?
I wouldn't go that far, but I would say that is the whole point of all of this, the load management, being overly cautious with Rob Williams when he feels even a tinge in his ankle.
Al's been in bubble wrap all year.
Yes. And keep him there.
No back-to-backs.
Keep him there.